Hmm. Na.
Enough to take back that lead, and that's going to be CJR to take the first set. Good performance so far from them. Trick of China definitely showing them a bit of a challenge as well. Just not really maybe at the level we would expect from Trick of China, that usually was one of the really more dominant teams of the region.
I'm kind of surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I felt that Trick or Treat.
Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat malam kawan-kawan semuanya. Jumpa lagi di sini dengan saya Mueller di YouTube channel It's Mueller. Dan untuk live stream kali ini kita akan kembali memainkan game Brawl Stars ya kawan-kawan ya. Tapi pada saat aku lagi live mau setting live, ternyata aku baru ingat kalau ada Monty Final untuk mainland China ya, untuk region mainland China atau region Cina lah ya kawan-kawan. Dan ini udah semifinal 2 ya, udah semifinal 2. Ya, kayaknya sayang banget kalau dilewatkan, nggak sampai nonton di finalnya ya. Tapi kayaknya nggak ada notifikasi ya kawan-kawan. Bentar. Aku nyalain AC dulu ya.
It was definitely a bit of an interesting set here, especially comp-wise. I feel like the Jackie was an original idea towards the end, especially with having no destruction. If you know he could force those spam.
Jadi sayang banget kalau nggak dinonton untuk finalnya ya. Ini udah mau final soalnya ya. Oke, aku bakal saya buat kawan-kawan dari sini. Halo Golu, saudaranya Mortis, Uchiha Pangeran, Ibu Setiawan, Azamfa. Halo semuanya.
From the Jackie, so a bit of a missed opportunity there, and I think they should really have bet everything on getting that early lead, so they could try to hold on to it with a solid hold of.
Bang, nggak jadi turnya nih. Turnya apa, Mortis saudaranya?
We are moving on to Ring of Fire, and this is going to be opening up a lot more range for those guys. Perhaps time to see some Bell action in the center, which I believe the escape the ban process did it. Art?
Yeah, Stanley Stu for Trick or China, Brook, and Byron for CJR. So,
halo Revan.
Byron being out of the mix would be, I feel, this region's go-to mid. So that's a really important ban as well. So Bell gonna thrive there. I do love the Rico side lane here. I would very much like to see some more of that today.
Mau lihat ya untuk region China itu kuat nggak sih ya? Halo Easy Never Found.
In regions of North America, Latin North, and Europe. I just kind of wonder whether it's trickled down enough to mainland China. We've seen a little bit of Leon, but I don't think we've seen that much of it on Ring of Fire today. That would be my go-to under the circumstances. Piper mid can be also pretty decent. I just feel like it's a little bit risky,
Halo Rough Brawl.
especially with how important it is to regain control of the mid in Ring of Fire. If you're forced back and you're respawning in and you get that spawn trap really in, Piper is going to struggle to come back. So I just feel like Bell's a bit of a safer bet.
Yeah, no, I would definitely tend to agree. I think it also depends on personal preference, right? If you're more comfortable with Piper, maybe that's the better move, just because you're on a comfort
Turnya sama dengan giveaway Google
we'll
Play.
find out what they go for.
Turnya apa giveaway ya?
Might be a bit of an interesting possibility here as well, and the type of brawler.
Dia pakai pem terus ya. Tadi Bounty pakai pem nih si GR ini. Si GR kok kayak jadi Kobo Junior ya.
Not so sure
Trick of China tapi si GR
in the mainland China region, but they used to pick it quite a bit.
Rico, sih Sprout, Bell juga mantap sih sini. Kalau semoga abang sehat selalu, ya semoga sehat selalu, semoga cepat sembuh Pogi ya. Nice. Halo Rifki Ade Hoirullah.
Yeah, I feel like I would favour the trick of trying to comp here massively, so I think the mark massively catered towards focusing the PAM as a continued target. At the moment, CGR are playing it very well though. I think getting down that
Halo Yes Cartoon.
pressurizing that position very early on
Enggak
gave
sih.
a ton of value to CJR with that scoreline. Definitely still favouring them. At the moment, Trick of China haven't got enough control to get inside the zone, and that's going to go against it. They might be getting lots of kills. That's a very important kill from White, as I say that as well. But as quickly as that, Junior gets the pickup. This continued pressure being applied by CGR as they continue to get behind.
Tajam juga belnya ini.
Is giving them the edge.
Yeah, a good situation for CGR overall, although I wouldn't be surprised if so far Trick of China got more kills.
Tapi belnya mati terus.
With the sustainability that Engine has around that meta area.
Lebih mending balik shot atau balik CR. Maksudnya gimana?
He can buy some time for his teammates to come back.
Ini CGR ini mencoba untuk masuk aja ke hot zone ya, makanya mereka mati-mati terus ini karena mereka udah 78% ya. Tuh, yang penting injek-injek aja dulu ya. Tuh, yang penting nambah gitu loh. Tuh, masuk injek. Nah, nggak apa-apa maju mati, yang penting nambah persentase. Nah, masuk mati. Nah, mati. Yang penting injek loh. Karena mereka udah unggul banyak, mereka mainnya jadi agak aneh. Sebenarnya jangan kayak gitu, tetap harus menguasai pertandingan ya. Tapi ya nggak tahu ya, efektif nggak sih? Nah, temboknya malah jadi penghalang ini. Temboknya Sprout ini malah jadi petaka buat diri sendiri ya. Tuh, nginjak 99, 100. Widih. Serem juga combo junior ini ya. Halo Pak, nggak malmingan sama Hani. Udah, auto ada MCH.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there were a couple mistakes here and there. I think the traps from Goodnight on the Bell were a little bit too defensive, perhaps, especially considering the PAM doesn't really have a reason to push too much. If you look at their positioning, they're always on the top side of the zone, and all the traps were always on the bottom, which didn't really provide that much value because in the end, most of them did not get triggered or not in moments where they should, where they would really have mattered, especially for Bell, where hitting your shots is really important and not the easiest.
Halo Ek.
I feel like those traps need to be a bit more aggressive, a bit more on point.
Belnya bagus aimnya ya, tapi nggak bisa nguasain tengah.
It's easier said than done, but I think a big asset from the PAM pick as well is that you really don't need to focus all that much on your aim. You can really just focus on juking and dodging as many shots as possible because out of your spray something will hit, and that's just an extra factor that you don't really have to take into account, which
Halo
makes you
Valsilin.
focus a bit more on that dodging aspect and can really go a long way here, which is what we saw.
Nah, cara dapat pro gimana? Ya buka box lah. Akun kedua aku aja belum dapat pro juga tuh. Aku udah dapat notif dari Discord terus. Kalau Discord ada terus notifikasinya ya. Ada perubahan, diganti belnya, diganti B ya. Untuk biar lebih sakit ya. Tapi sana si GR pakai Mortis kawan-kawan ya. Kita lihat Mortisnya bisa nggak sih memberikan ini dampak ya. Kayaknya agak susah sih lawannya, tiga-tiganya ini susah sih buat Mortis ya. B sih satu-satunya yang bisa dikill sama Mortis dengan enak ya sebenarnya. Tapi ya tergantung juga positioningnya. Nah ini ada, tapi ini boros banget gadgetnya si Ems ini ya. Cuma nggak bisa maju, Mortisnya nggak bisa maju. Dia harus habisin gadgetnya Ems dulu ya. Memang yang trick of China tadi yang awal tadi emang agak minim ini, agak minim damage ya sebenarnya. Tinggi sih sebenarnya damage-nya, tapi kalau ini harus di aim semua ya, Rico, Bell dan Sprout ya. Kalau sekarang lebih simple pakainya ya, kayak Spike, B dan Ems ini pakainya kan lebih simple ya. Kenapa? Karena kemungkinan besar bakal kena ya. Apalagi kalau kayak Spike, Ems dan B juga nembak-nembak terus, kayak nggak ada habis-habis pelurunya. E-sport Cina di Brawl ngeri. Aku masih belum tahu sih mereka ini bisa melawan atau enggak ya. Kalau di World Cup-nya nanti ya. Karena menurut aku mainline China ini tetap region yang paling bawah ya. region yang paling bawah dari semua region yang ada di Brawl Stars ya, kalau menurut aku ya. Cuma mereka mempunyai player yang banyak dan memberikan dampak yang baik untuk Supercell ya, pemasukannya Supercell ya dari China, makanya mereka punya region sendiri dan juga wakilnya Cina ini kalau nggak salah wakilnya dua tim ya ke World Cup ya, kalau nggak salah ya. Bentar coba aku lihat lagi ya. Halo Vicky Adrian. Cina ini
I just don't see how that would work whatsoever, especially if Trick of China were to keep the comp they're playing right now.
Mainland China
As well, maybe adapting a bit more and have
Mainland
something a little bit more
China.
versatile as well. As they themselves aren't too sure just yet if CGR want
Tiga malah ya
to come back, and they definitely want to cover as much
untuk
ground as
Mainland
possible.
China ya.
Make sure they don't get
Jadi Mainland China ini kawan-kawan
CGR, yeah, I feel like the comp was
ada 3 wakilnya akan lolos ke World Cup ya kawan-kawan.
They still have the pan mid, and White is gonna
Dan itu hanya di Cina aja, tapi 3 wakil ya. Kita yang regionnya
like overall this is not
lebih banyak negara tercakup ya sebenarnya. Indonesia, Singapura, Thailand ya, pokoknya Asia Tenggara. Ditambah lagi dengan Australia, ditambah lagi New Zealand ya. Tapi wakilnya kita hanya 1 aja ke World Cup ya kawan-kawan ya. Halo Laser Tree. Makanya ini yang aku agak aneh aja sih sebenarnya. Ya aku mengerti lah sebenarnya. China regionnya China ini memberikan dampak ya lumayan ke Supercell ya dalam segi pemasukan ya. Karena playernya banyak. Cina ini playernya banyak banget ya. Ke Supercell ya. Jadi banyak banget. Tapi mereka kan region baru loh. Mereka ini baru aja. Bahkan mereka ini servernya pun dibuat khusus ya. Bahkan mereka aplikasinya pun beda sendiri ya. Karena ya masih ingat waktu dapat skin Jesse gratisan yang Jesse China itu Jesse warna merah itu kan perilisan server atau regionnya ini Cina ya. Tapi mereka ada 3 wakil kok. Mereka akan ada 3 wakil yang bakal lolos ke Piala Dunia. Kan agak sedih juga ya. Padahal mereka bukan region yang apa ya. Bukan menjaga ini sebenarnya, bukan menjaga kompetitif World Cup-nya nanti, malah cuma ini aja gara-gara mereka mempunyai player yang banyak aja dan memberikan pemasukan ke Supercell aja malah dikasih 3 wakil. Aneh banget juga sih sebenarnya. Agak aneh ya, agak aneh sih. Ya takutnya nanti World Cup-nya kurang seru. Malah pengen rebutan ketemu sama Mainland China ini. Ya tapi semoga lah World Cup China ini bisa melawan lah ya. Kita lihat aja sih nanti. Wakil Indonesia nggak ada wakil Indonesia. Nggak ada kan. Indonesia tuh masuk di region Asia Tenggara dan Australia dan New Zealand ya. Ya kita lihat aja siapa yang bakal lolos. Tapi yang unggul sekarang sih tim Flash sih. Yang bakal kemungkinan besar untuk ikut ke Piala Dunia tahun ini. Yang aneh juga lagi tahun lalu kan yang juara Piala Dunia itu adalah tim PSG ya, dan itu dari regionnya kita kawan-kawan. Tapi malah regionnya kita dikasih 1 aja, dikasih 1 loh, dikasih satu wakil aja yang bakal lolos ke Piala Dunia tahun ini. Padahal tahun lalu juara dunia itu dari region kita. Harusnya kan dilebihkan lagi. Oh ini berarti region mereka ini kuat nih. Kita naikin dikit lah. Kita tambahlah 1 wakil lagi gitu loh. Tapi agak aneh aja ya. Halo Angga ya. Halo Biji Dodge. Halo Emrifki Adehoirullah.
Maybe this can be a time to see some dynamite action again. I feel like this is one of the maps where it can work all right. And we saw CJR's interest in playing that brawler earlier in their quarterfinals. Besides that, there's plenty of options. We'll be seeing the
Halo Gabo, the sponsor.
They're gonna be matching that Barney.
Ada Dynamite kawan-kawan, kita lihat.
And then we do have an Ems on Gino, which is a bit of an odd pick. I feel like Ems overall has been struggling a little bit in the meta, but
Iya, nggak ada notif bang. Halo fans Muller.
right so far as they do not manage to find good night, and instead it's going to be
Bang Mul, kapan itu turnamen? Nggak ikut lagi aku ya.
an excellent
Aku jadi pengamat aja lah.
We'll be rocking that fan.
Lebih enak jadi pengamat. Kalau jadi pengamat selalu hebat ya.
Yeah, well, I guess
Iya nggak sih? Jadi pengamat tuh, wih hebat nih orang nih. Bisa menganalisis. Padahal biasa aja sih sebenarnya. Kalau turnamen kalah, wah bodoh tuh orang main game. Nah, halo Esor. Bang, siapa ada yang turnamen 7 Agustus? Aku sama Gabo. Bukan turnamen itu hanya mini game doang.
No, I couldn't agree more. I feel like overall the comp is just a lot stronger from Trick of China, and what may have worked in the quarterfinals with that Dynamite is
Bukan turnamen, mini games.
here, especially with how fast-paced Brawl can be. It's gonna be really hard for him to hit too many shots, and so far it's been quite a bit of a struggle. Look at that. Genio goes down as well. 2 kills going the way of CJR. Engine trying to stop that push is gonna at least slow it down. Good night, taking quite a bit of damage there from the Mama Squeeze, but is able to make it out alive. And with that fast movement speed, it's just.
Enggak niat balik lagi bang, enggak Bray Ujaya.
Yeah, good night. Honestly, really getting his value out of that star power.
Kecuali kalau udah rame banget ya, mungkin boleh lah balik lagi ya. Tapi tergantung e-sportnya juga sih. Halo fans It's Muller, halo Imotu, Kawaii.
Yeah, good stuff from Trick of China, looking to take the lead for the first time in this match, unless we have a final play.
Iya. Wow!
What a time to get that connection from Crook coming in clutch.
Dari kemarin gue nggak baca, jadi malas lihat stream. By the way, combo yang luka bikin gue dapat skin Bibi. Keren, Faris 1145. Halo Habibi Gaming. Wow, kita lihat ya, ini pertarungan antara Dynamite dan Barley ya kawan-kawan ya. Agak susah sih buat mereka berdua kalau udah kayak gini ya. Tapi lebih mudah pakai Barley untuk mengenainya daripada Dynamite. Ini legend mana bang? Mainland China ya, mainland China. Cina. Mainland China ini kan, Cina itu kan ada banyak negara-negara yang ini ya, yang kecil-kecilnya ya kawan-kawan ya. Yang keluar, yang pernah keluar dari RRC ya. Jadi kayak ada Cina Taipei, Cina Taiwan, nah gitu-gitu ini masuk. Makanya namanya bukan region China tapi region mainland China ya. Dekonya pakai SP yang lari. Iya, emang enakan itu sih kalau aku juga ya. Kena kombonya Dynamite. Tapi sayang tetap kalah ya. Bang, halo Rita Suryani. Halo Gabo, the sponsor.
Yeah, no, certainly so. And I think honestly my biggest complaint about CJR in this game is that if I managed to predict most of their picks, which were pretty odd picks in the first place, I feel like Trick of China definitely did and were able to get some nice counters to it. And maybe, you know, Brawl is like Dynamite.
Kalian mau nonton langsung ke ini aja, channelnya Brawl Stars Esport ya.
Otherwise, it does lose a lot of effect. And if Trick of China are able to predict it, it doesn't quite.
Region kita sudah main udah minggu lalu region kita ya.
Which was huge and a big clutch. Most of the game.
Taipei bukan sama dengan Taiwan, nggak tahu lah. Pokoknya itulah pokoknya semuanya.
And yet the community vote continues to grow for CJR. Obviously got a lot of fan following and people rooting for them, or people just want to see
DPS itu apa bang? Damage per second ya?
as opposed to Trick or China who've already been there twice. 21% only votes for them.
MalMing biasanya ngapain bang? Ini kamu lagi lihat aku ngapain ya udah gitu udah.
Yeah, I think some people sometimes don't really understand if it's a prediction or just who they are cheering for, which are pretty different things. Obviously, you hope that the team you're cheering for win, but that doesn't mean that an accurate prediction would have them being winners, as they are.
Brawl Star rame di Indonesia, iya.
And although they are playing well and they aren't far behind, they are a little bit behind now as well. And Trick of China has been looking better.
Kalau nobar BS ini nggak copyright kah bang?
Nggak
tahu ya.
Tapi
nggak apa-apa lah ya.
They are going to be bringing in the Mortis on engine, which is a bit of an odd decision, but could do pretty well against that party if he can get up close.
Ada Mortis kawan-kawan.
Has found the takedown on White. Good night though. Now looking to
wow.
But that was very important to get that takedown as quickly as both Imp and Goodnight worked together to do. That could have easily led to a goal, but a bit of a premature super there from Goodnight. Didn't really kind of get any value because of the invisibility out of spawn. Engine now seeking yet again in what is, I would say, a riskier comp for CJR.
Membunuh juga Mortis nih.
Yeah, definitely so, but I do like them taking a bit of a risk here as things are getting a bit heated. Imp is going to get the kill onto Engine.
Dikat jalannya ke arah gawang.
Looking to single out Imp.
Kalau copyright tinggal hapus.
On the left-hand side, but they're not really able
Iyalah,
to capitalize
tinggal hapus.
on it too much, and that's going to remove a bit of value of that. Supermark does connect onto Goodnight. Could
Untuk main cari kayak Liga Petani aja Nova mulu yang menang. Iya, region kita juga, tapi ya region kita banyak yang kuat-kuat sih sebenarnya, walaupun tim Flash mendominasi. Tapi minggu lalu bukan ini kok yang menang ya. Minggu lalu bukan tim Flash yang menang, tapi India ya. Abang dukung TOC apa sih Cian? Nggak ada, aku nggak kenal mereka ini siapa, nggak ada aku dukungnya. Halo Sidomaru.
Engine just again dancing around a lot of this fire, really nicely done. But Goodnight was a very good connecting super, but then overcommitted with the super that followed up. Didn't necessarily need to do so on that side of things. And Engine is
enggak, ini mereka ini jadi bulan-bulanan sih kalau main ini sih. World Cup kayaknya ya. Mereka ini jadi rebutan. Ini rebutan apa ya? Jadi tim lain pengen ketemunya ya, tim-tim dari sini kayaknya. Bang, thumbnail jangan wibu terus. Maksudnya apa sih? Thumbnail kok wibu? Wibu itu apa wibu?
And this is gonna be a game for CJR, tying things up in games and set in this match overall.
Ada tambahan giveaway kali 17. Nggak usah giveaway Gabo. Ini aja Gabo. Udah turnamen itu aja udah 15, udah banyak loh itu. Nggak usah giveaway Gabo. Aduh. Setiap adain giveaway pasti berantem ujung-ujungnya itu aja terus.
Try ideas that other regions would maybe not even look to consider, with Dynamite and such, but more often than not making it work. Very interesting scoreline with White.
Kalau dia aja jadi BA mau nggak lo bang? BA apa? Lagi pula siapa yang mau nunjuk aku jadi BA?
One goal scored. Very they're connected.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, those teams have been very well matched here at the semi-finals. We'll see who can secure their second set, as we're literally all tied up in any way possible right now. And honestly, both teams are so closely matched right now. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but a big game can help out build or break some momentum. And maybe try to carry that into the next set as well. Yeah, so far I have to say I feel like Trick of China has been looking better in the last couple of games, but CJR, they could still take that set here.
Yeah, this is a very important game as it was in the previous set now, but
GA terus dari ada minigame juga. Iya udah minigame saja, nggak usah GA aduh. Ujung-ujungnya berantem bro. Arkimioler it's real.
CGR team which don't really kind of worry too much about taking a risk.
Ya BS ya, BS ini ya bisa rame sih ya. Ini Mobile Legend juga ini agak seram ya sebenarnya. Mobile Legend ini, Mobile Legend kan sempat ada isu mau dihilangkan dari Indonesia kan, Mobile Legend ini kan. Mau dihilangkan dari Indonesia karena wah, salah satu pengaruh buruknya itu kalian lihatlah kalau lagi ada player yang lagi live stream Mobile Legend lah di YouTube atau MPL, waduh isinya rasis semua ya, parah, rasis parah sumpah. Wah parah banget ya. Jadi ya, kalau misalnya Mobile Legend hilang, BS bisa bicara banyak sih di Indonesia ya. Karena BS kan MOBA juga. Bang punya boneka spy nggak punya. Legend Europe ini yang mendominasi di World nanti. Nggak tahu ya. Legendnya kita kayaknya kurang ini. Tahun ini jadi lebih banyak tim kuat, tapi nggak ada yang kuat sekali ya. Termasuk tim Flash dan PSG juga ya. Kalau tahun lalu kan mereka kuat banget ya. Kalau ini kayaknya agak menurun.
I think this leads us to, the stakes of this match here. Trick of China, they still, are very much contesting those world spots.
Kalau ngatain tim nggak masalah sih. Kalau ngatain tim itu, ya itu udah biasa lah di dunia e-sport, sport maupun e-sport ya. Tapi kalau agama ini yang parah banget ya.
They want to ensure that, and just by winning the monthly finals today, they can do so. So here, I think CR has a very different perspective, as they are not in a position to qualify anymore. But at the same time, that means they have nothing to lose, right? They can take some more risks, and sometimes those pay off. We've seen that happen in a couple of games.
Karena bahaya banget tuh, sumpah itu setiap aku kan player Mobile Legend juga. Jadi kalau ada yang lagi live stream itu aku suka nonton gitu. Kayak Sin, kayak Aura, Dwiwo itu kalau lagi live stream ya aku nonton juga. Tapi ya kayak MPL tadi juga aku nonton juga MPL ya. Buset, isi chatnya serem banget live chatnya. Coba kali-kali mampir ke live chat FF. Ada apa di live chat FF? Aku nggak main game itu jadi nggak ngerti. Makanya aku nggak nonton. PUBG juga aku nggak nonton PUBG.
But Trick of China with a very, very important set there to take, drawing closer.
Kalau cuma ngata-ngatain tim lawan ya sudahlah, nggak masalah lah ya. Udah biasa itu ngata-ngatain tim lawan, ngata-ngatain tim ini, ngata-ngatain itu udah biasa. Tapi kalau udah agama, ras di bawah-bawah, ih serem banget. Halo bang, lama nih nggak mampir. Halo Wildan aja.
As it is a brawler that is very much present here in the mid area in general.
Bang, kalau ML hilang dari Indo berarti player ML pindah ke game PUBG. Masih ada yang lain sih sebenarnya, masih ada LOL sih sebenarnya. TNI ketar-ketir lihat live chat MP. Iya serem banget loh. Padahal kan di live chat itu bisa di ban ada kata-kata ini bisa di ban atau aktifkan nightbot kayak apa kayak nggak mau juga ini anak-anak MPL ini. Aktifin aja nightbot, jadi ada yang pakai lambang misalnya salib, misalnya bulan bintang, itu langsung di ban aja gitu loh, biar untuk menghindari rasis. Sumpah parah banget ya, aku tadi nonton MPL tuh bener-bener apa ya, tanpa filter, ngata-ngata itu nggak ada filter sama sekali.
Yeah, I do like the Tara pick quite a bit myself, as I feel like double pool.
Apalagi catatan isinya tim menang dikatain hoki, banyak pemula, tim yang kalah dikatain baru saja gue agak open world ngatain game.
And that can cause a ton of harm and force you to play it a bit more safe and passive and be very, very much on your toes.
Bro, favorit abang apa?
So I like that aspect a lot from
Sandy, Mortis.
But as you said, Amber is quite a fighter.
Tapi kalau sekarang aku udah nggak ada fans banget sama buset saling narik. Sama ini apa namanya, sama brawler ya udah biasa aja gue. Wow, low emo si ini Ember. Ups. Satu lagi kok nggak berani ambil. Nice. Kita lihat Trick of China apakah akan memenangkan pertandingan dan melaju ke final. Malam manusia sapi, malam juga air hudram. Woler, satu sama EVOS BTR, doain Meong menang. Oh, kamu EVOS ya? Iya, aku udah nonton aku MPL tadi ya. Bang, Raffi skin Bibi bahaya konten besok ya. Bang, aku udah berapa lama dah sub, maaf jarang nongol, no problem Wildan aja, santai aja. CJR, Cowboy Junior. Cowboy Junior, jangan-jangan Cowboy Junior namanya ini tim ini CJR. Tiba-tiba ternyata yang main si ini. Siapa sih namanya si Dylan ini, siapa sih namanya? Dylan ini siapa namanya kawan-kawan?
I think it was CGR that had the better start. You know, they had 7 gems. It was, I think, 2 on the sides of Trick of China. It was a very dominant start of the game, but an amazing pull from White turned things around, and that made the whole difference here.
Yeah, one magic hand and you're
lupa udah aku siapa sih namanya. Ilham ya? Bukan Ilham, cok. Siapa sih? Iqbal lah itu si Falsilin, ya Iqbal. Ternyata si JR yang main Iqbal. Bastian kan, wih, serem juga. Halo Ice Bear. Bang, belajar mortis dari siapa? Enggak ada sih, pakai sendiri aja. Bang, bikin mortis kayak dulu, aduh. Nanti lihat lagi ya. Baru favorit mortis tapi nggak pernah dipakai. Berarti kamu nggak pernah nonton live stream aku. Kayaknya hampir semua game isi live chat ada semua kecuali Brawl Stars. Tapi kalau BS terkenal di Indonesia mungkin live chatnya bakal gitu juga. Paula Paula bro. Namanya Asep, gigimu Asep kamu.
So I feel like overall they played a little better in that game. It's just that the one play that turned everything around went the way of Trick of China. And in fact they're not.
Aku udah menang challenge bet randomnya, bodoh ini saya Sinya, ganti nama ganti PP. Oke, Sinya. Widih, sekarang ada Leon nih kawan-kawan ya. Leon dengan gadgetnya sekarang luar biasa banget ya. Widih, kebakar Tara di sana kawan-kawan. Maksud gue udah lama nggak dipakai. Kemarin baru aja aku pakai. Kenapa nggak dibakar sama embernya ya? Embernya kok hemat peluru ya? Padahal kan tinggal bakar aja biar ketahuan posisi rumputnya itu. Paula enak ya. Nggak bisa bahasa Inggris. Pasti para beban keluar ngatain game 1M download situ ngelawak. Ngatain apa lagi ya Allah. Biar kukira nama lawan Trick of China CGM. Main po. Supercell nggak prihatin dengan Indonesia, coba ngadain turnamen 1 bulan sekali dalam 1 tahun. Dari Supercell pasti bakal rame yang main di Indonesia. Lah ini turnamen 1 bulan 1 kali nih. Ini kan turnamen sebulan sekali monthly final ini.
Well, gems are dropped. Gino is going to pick him up, and to be fair, I've not really seen much from the Leon in terms of value. So I wouldn't say it's the worst person to pick up the gems. He's not really been on the aggressive too much this game anyway. Good night senses the opportunity. Flash super. White has his super as well.
Mati Leon.
Big strong arm spot. It's going to be set for Trick of China. More oil going down and ignited by Good Night. And there's nowhere to hide now, really. Every little
tarikan yang mantap ke arah Tara kawan-kawan. Ih. Leonnya susah maju karena dia yang megang gemsnya. Oh, ketarik embernya. Iya sih, ember harus agak ngeras dikit sih karena masih butuh 1 gems lagi sih untuk bisa memenangkan pertandingan. Oh, tapi dibawa lari semua dan nampaknya ini akan menjadi pertandingan yang bagus buat Trick of China dan lolos ke final round. Promosi Brawl kurang di Indonesia mungkin karena itu di Indo seperti game Brawl Stars. Di tempat lain juga promosi hampir sama. Udah beban keluarga sesuai ngatain FF yang udah 1M dong. Siapa lagi yang ngatain FF? Masya Allah. Serem-serem ya player FF ini, nggak dikatain marah loh. Apalagi dikatain. Percaya pada aku Sakura Spike itu cewek. Itu kaktus ya kawan-kawan ya.
Yeah, man, I feel like one of the big moments in this game.
Kamu punya akun berapa? 3. Mau buat lagi sih sebenarnya satu lagi ya.
There was a tower pool and then the gene pool followed up, but they auto aim targeted not the gem carrier, but the brawler that was the closest to him, and that really turned things around and saved the day for Trick of China in that game.
Player FF iya, serem-serem bro. Nggak dikatain marah, dikatain apalagi.
Exceptionally good from CJR. Things just started going downhill from there on. Crick was an amazing play here.
Aku diam-diam lu kayak gini dibilang ngatain FF. Seru banget gak tuh?
You know, go or letting the ball go in anyway. So not too much you can do in such a
Ya
position. And that
Allah. Ampun. Ada yang turnamen per geng top 200 Indonesia. Turnamen per geng itu gimana lagi? Siapa yang mau adain? Siapa panitianya? Main BS sejak kapan bang? Sejak 2019? 2019? 18 akhir. Aku nggak menang challenge tapi itu bukan kecilku, tapi aku besar menang. Nice Ice Bear. Umur bukan nggak suka tapi nggak sukanya bocil. Iya. Itu tahu banget si Wildan aja tuh.
Championship, at least at the monthly finals. I believe they did lose in the qualifiers once, but still qualified and won the monthly finals. So I think Nova Esports are still in an incredible spot, but Trick of China, you know,
kita lihat Nova Esports nggak ada lawan kawan-kawan.
Match, they are going straight to Worlds.
Apa akan menang lagi Nova Esports?
They will ensure their qualification, which would be quite a nice situation going for them. They're still very likely to qualify.
I'm from China, hi bro. Buset, Ibu Setiawan pakai tulisan Jepang terus tiba-tiba ngomong dari Cina.
Focus less on the remaining monthly finals and more on the upcoming Worlds.
MPLI udah lama banget Jer. Game 3 barusan drastic. Wow, serem. Panitia Bang Mulur Ayel TV Storm sponsor Gabo. Turnamen tiap bulan. Waduh, serem juga tuh. Mau ketemu Ramsey di show terus dia spinning, aku tolak terus aku bunuh pakai kru. Mau juga sih sebenarnya untuk meramaikan Indonesia, tapi BS Indonesia ya, tapi aduh. Masa sponsornya Gabo terus? Kan aneh juga. Kan serem juga Gabo terus. Lagi pula kalau misalnya tiap bulan adain turnamen, ya mau berapa duit setiap bulannya.
Welcome back everyone. I'm ready. That's Teddy and wow, we have some pretty incriminating evidence on.
Ya mungkin Gabo bisa ya, tapi kan nggak enak juga rasanya.
Yeah, well, you know, as Arg mentioned a couple of monthly finals ago.
Itu bukan meramaikan pasar Indonesia, malah menurunkan pasar Indonesia kalau seperti itu ya. Pada coba masuk dulu top 200 baru gue adain. Baru Ice doang pernah masuk top 200 belum.
you guys are the ones that can
Aduh.
solve it at home. Make sure you guys tweet around as well and tell
Bang,
us
tadi
what
aku dapat
you
Jesse
think
Iskandar.
about
Jelek
who
Jesse
you think
Iskandar.
stole that trophy.
Bagusan Jessica
There's
Iskandar ya.
a smaller trophy on the
Bang,
line
dukung siapa?
today. Not quite the world's final trophy, but monthly final trophy here for
Kata
Nova
giliran gue mau
Esports.
ngeramein malah dihujat. Nah
China
itu belum itu lagi kan.
take. This is gonna be the grand final, ready?
Kenapa agak susah ya?
If you will, it is gonna be
Kenapa?
solved
Karena
in coming games. It is, of course, versus Trick of China. And
banyak yang mau meramaikan, misalnya komunitas ini mau meramaikan, tapi dianggap komunitas lain kalau itu mencari nama, itu yang agak susah ya. Selama nggak bersatu ya agak susah sih.
that money. We talk about the $1 million prize pool here from BSC, and no, they definitely got the memo. It's today Aspartame and OU, just like all day long. And good night.
Halo ILTV.
China, who are gonna make an impact today in the grand finals. This is actually
Kita lihat Nova Esports.
Their, I believe first time making it.
Ada
to-
Today, Aspartame, ada
First
OU.
time making it to the grand finals. Someone correct me on that, but yeah, no, it is not. But they are certainly looking to make this their last entry into the grand finals that they.
Kamu live nggak hari ini, Fa?
Yeah, it's a very
Atau live sosis lagi?
performance so far from Trick of China. I do feel like Nova Esports is going to be a whole new level of pain right ahead of them. We'll see if they're able to
Nanti malah dibilang paling
face
sok.
it and take it proudly, or if perhaps Nova China can
Ya kan, seram kan?
another monthly final win. Just as a reminder, Nova Esports are unbeaten this season, haven't lost a single match in monthly
Cara dapat quick adalah
finals.
punya jiwa yang selalu ngeludahin temennya. Buset, Isepan tuh menghayati banget bang.
Every single monthly final.
Iya, aku kenapa kalau pakai vape ini harus long puff terus ya? Sekarang lagi nggak di rumah, walah. Jadi nggak live nih hari ini Alpha nih. Paula wangi-wangi sampai sore yang down 1M apa lu FF masih kalah sama Superstar.
Well, provided that Nova lets some sense slip through their fingers, we'll be heading into Minecart Madness and backyard.
Live sosis ntar
to break it
jadi
into
drama lagi.
ties.
Kamu live sosis ntar, Fa.
Gonna start us off, and this is what we see
Lagi
some
ini
long
lagi,
range
nggak tahu kenapa ya akhir-akhir ini aku
rounds.
main-main lagi sosis.
Also, some shorter range ones are at play, but you're typically gonna see a comp of a lot of those mixed in with some Poco or Byron as well. It seems to
Udahlah,
be
nggak usah bahas game lah, aduh. Udah, ini kita bahas ini final ini aja lah ini.
Dry season can also be a bit of a thrower fiesta, having a lot of throwers being played off on left and right side of the map. Obviously, usually it's going to be Sprout and Tick, mostly because of the extra range, but also very nice utility to keep your opponents away and try to keep that defensive position. So a lot of possibilities.
Alpha nggak di rumah, fix lagi open table, nggak ngajak.
Each comp that works also has its counters, and you know that's why the meta is always so interesting. I think we got
Bang, aku bisa 4 jam.
ready.
Pakai dana keren.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what they're going for. Primo, Stu, Piper, Byron. Interesting. I mean, Nova Esports going pretty much for standard bans. I do feel like that left that freedom for Trick of China to really tailor them to this matchup. Byron, we saw how strong it is in this region, how much it is getting played, especially by Nova Esports. And Piper, I'm not so sure. Maybe they're trying to force the Bell matchup. I'm not 100% sure why, but overall, I mean, Nova Esports, they've been performing with both those brawlers fairly well. So I think it makes sense, and I do feel like they're much more customized on the side of Trick of
Ada
China.
notif bang, keren cuncun.
They more went for just
Sosis kok dimainin mending dimakan.
regular bands that they pretty much go for in most matches.
Yeah, and
Kita lihat final round kawan-kawan.
Esports playing it safe, and Trick of China being aggressive with their bans. Trick of China, they don't care if Stu is at play, but Nova clearly do. They don't want to have to play Stu, and they don't want to have to face against Stu. Same goes for Primo. So with that being
Primo, Stu, Piper, Byron ya.
from both the teams,
Piper Byron
we
ya,
can
dihilangin.
assume that Nova Esports is a little
Piper
bit
Byron
concerned
ya.
about what Trick of China is gonna try and pull out.
Nggak ada Stu ya, sayang banget ya. Padahal pengen lihat Stu aku loh.
Just a reminder as well, Nova Esports already guaranteed their spot for Worlds. Already got plenty enough points to make sure they will attend the World Finals at the end of the year. Right now they are playing first of all for glory, making sure that they don't lose their first monthly final this year. As they
Berapa
will
persen?
definitely
71%,
see
bro.
but also, if they do win this monthly final, they will be
Kita
ensured
lihat
to
ya.
take first place in
No
the
Byron,
awards for the mainland
no
China
Piper.
region, and therefore first seed as well going into World
Kita
Finals.
lihat apakah
But here we
Nova
go,
akan
game number
tumbang.
1, and that will have a bit of a fight here for that blue star. Today taking a
Mati.
bit of damage. It's very low HP. They can't quite catch him, but looking at the HP count for Trick of China, this should be a free blue star for Nova.
Yeah, it is a free blue star for
Pakai
Nova to
Brock
start
ya?
things off, and they're going to be able to play it.
Ada apa? Mengapa Brock ya?
They do not let any kills go the way of Trick of China. Good Knight is going to try and push up the left side here. OU firing off in all directions, trying to keep back in, but trying to keep back Good Knight just as much. Today also getting some chip shots
Cantiknya nggak
off on
skin
the
tumben.
enemy, holding them back
Itu
just
Brocknya
a
nggak ada
little bit,
skin
but
juga
that's
tuh.
not really the primary objective. It's all about getting that free super today.
Aduh, kok ke arah itu dia ya? Kok ke arah siapa namanya? Ke arah Jin ya? Sayang banget kok dia ke arah Jin ya? Apakah nggak ada jalan lain mau ke Tik atau ke ini ya? Kalau Tik bisa lebih mudah mungkin untuk ini ya. Ngekillnya ya. Ya ketahuan posisinya. Oh, kemark lagi dia. Hari ini cuma lihat semifinal. Ini final udah nih, ini final nih.
And I think the big challenge for Trick of China is going to be getting past that middle area that is so open and provides so much cover for Nova. Good pull from today.
Mendominasi sekali Nova ya.
As well, only leaving Good Knight left alive, and this is a very good situation for Nova Esports. 4-star difference, or if they can find a kill on OU, they can turn around this game. But there's only 8 seconds to do so. Good Knight going aggressive. Rocket Fuel doesn't connect from White and trying to catch OU off guard, but is not able to do so. As per time with a tick head.
Kita lihat apakah dia akan menang mudah
Secure the first game.
atau
This is pretty much what we expected from Nova Esports. Such a dominating team in this region, and
ada perlawanan dari
today and Trick of China
TOC.
hard out of that semifinal, but that's not the case from the side of Nova Esports. They are just gliding through this monthly finals with seeming ease. Oh, don't want to jinx it. Nova Esports only won game number 1. Let's take a look at OU in particular, though. Dealing 40% of the damage, picking up most of the stars, too, with 3 kills. OU, this is what we were saying. He was firing off in all directions. He's holding so many lanes at once. Without a doubt, a team player and a bit of a carry.
Yeah, I think they did great here, Nova Esports. Good awareness overall, able to capitalize on every single little victory they could get out of that first game. And overall, the really tough part of dry season is once you have the start deficit, you have such a nice line of walls in front of you to hold your opponents from pushing through mid, that it's just such a tedious affair, such a challenge to get past that middle area and get back behind cover, especially with those throwers available that can just, you know, force you out of that cover in the first place and hold on to some good ground like we saw with the Tick. Really good plays, and there was one moment where it seemed like things turned around as Im got a kill on the left hand side, being that invisible Leon, but he did get sniped off by OU.
Coba jadi komentator bang, kayaknya seru, nggak maksa. Aduh, udahlah, dengerin mereka berdua ini aja jadi komentator ya.
Really in that game for Trick of China to turn things around, and they couldn't capitalize on it, or at least they couldn't, you know, pull back and get back safely to their side of the map.
Yeah, and see, we see Leon being used more in the traditional sense.
Wih, ada Mortis nih. No Sprout ya kawan-kawan, no Sprout. Kita lihat bisa nggak sih Mortis sih, bisa kemana sih Mortis ini ya? Kok dia pick Mortis, kenapa ya? Kenapa dia pick Mortis? Kan tahu tadi mereka pakai Jin, Bell, dan Tick. Tetap kesusahan lah buat Mortis. Kalau tujuannya hanya untuk mengambil bintang biru itu sih tetap kesusahan. Aduh, miss lagi.
Can be taken out quite easily. We see Good Knight taken down. The blue star goes to the side of Nova Esports after an aggressive.
Ya udah sih, kalau udah kayak gini sih. Udah susah.
Nice start lead now for Nova.
Main sama Mortis itu yang harus menunggu-menunggu ya kawan-kawan ya.
Very quickly be underwhelming. And so far, I mean, he's pretty much just chilling on his
Tuh,
side.
Mortis harus menunggu-menunggu karena kalau dia ngeras, aduh.
Towards getting a super, and that's just a lot of lost value overall. And against those brawlers from Nova Esports, I'm not even sure if you can easily get any sort of kills because, you know, a tick head to your face, and you're pretty much just out of that fight. So I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced by that comp. White is going to be getting pulled as well. Does manage to survive, pulls Nova back. Again, actually, but Goodnight is not able to make it out alive, and that's once again, you know, that was a chance for Trick of China to turn around this game. Maybe they can find another one, but it's just a bit of a shame that they can't capitalize on those opportunities quite as much. And Nova Esports always managed to find those important kills. Final push now for Trick of China. 10 seconds left. Dickhead gonna be a bit of a problem there. That's gonna be resulting in today finding that kill aim goes down next, and White is the only player left alive. No chance here for Trick of
Susah
China.
lah.
Nova Esports secure the first set.
Gue kira gue buka Joyo ternyata ini nonton orang. Yo, Fire Spirit.
Trick of China, they had a couple of opportunities there where they were in the lead and just kind of waved goodbye to it.
Aku aneh juga sama Trick of China, lawan kayak gini kok pakai Mortis. Mau ngapain lawan Tick, Bell dan Jin ya. Bell pun agak susah di kill karena ada shieldnya ya. Apa mungkin mereka berpikir kalau tim lawan bakal ganti brawler? Mungkin seperti itu mungkin ya. Mungkin salah pick aja sih. Ya anggap aja lah salah pick. Mortis does this do super. Itu Stu ya. Kalau Mortis suaranya serot ya. Serot.
But Nova Esports took that game, took that set, and have been looking pretty strong so far. Once again, you know, it's not like there's no opportunities for Trick of China. There were some mistakes from Nova. There were some good attempts from Trick of China. It's just that every single time they weren't able to fully capitalize on it and fall back, secure those stars and be on the defensive side of things. Every single time it was no.
Suaranya kok tabrakan tuh? By the way, ini tur apaan? Ini only final Fire Spirit ya. Sama kayak yang disiarkan ini. Yang disiarkan J biasanya ya. Monday Final ini Monday Final juga. Abang kapan nikah? Malam ini ya. Soalnya trofi gue masih 1000 plus. Semangat di plus lagi Azamfa.
You can't really go too wrong. Perhaps Bell, perhaps Piper, but Piper is banned, so no Piper. Probably Bell mid, to be honest, and then you could go for something like a Barney, maybe on another lane, or something slightly different. There's a couple of opportunities, but I feel like Bell and Rico are just very likely to be seen here in this map.
Yeah, and I'm actually placing my bet on a Leon here. Let's see if Lollipop Drop is going to be making an entrance here. Aspartame is going to be popping it down. They're running Leon in dry season, but they're not going to be running it here with their sniper Goodnight on offense. Not on Factory Rush, and we'll see how that impacts this game. So far, things are tied up. There's one more bolt banked for Nova Esports, and they're going to be able to get this first siege bot up and running. Goodnight doesn't have a super ready.
Susah banget yang ngalahin ini ya, Nova Esports ya. Kalau aku yang lawan Nova Esports ini, ya kalah juga sih. Sudah ku bilang Nova menang mudah. Kenapa ya? Gak main Bestler, habis ini aku main. Sayang aja kalau final nggak ditonton ya. Bisa melihat-lihat new strategi, bisa lihat-lihat komposisi brawler yang OP. Enak sih nonton kayak gini ya.
Does have to face a new foe over here. Aspartame has good positioning. Level 5 siege pods for Nova Esports. Trick of China with 4 bolts under their belt, but it's not that much of a lead, just a 2-bolt lead, and they are going to have to once again fight their way through a tough retake of mid.
Kenapa pakai Barley ya?
Not ideal for Trick of China because now it's retake time.
Kenapa pakai Barley? Kenapa pakai Barley?
Which means that with the time it takes for them to
Kenapa
reach the
pakai
center,
Barley di sini ya?
You already see it on the left hand side. Aspartam tying things up, and now it's gonna be getting more and more difficult for Trick of China to go for that retake. Goodnight is so low HP still alive.
Kenapa pakai Barley di sini? Ada yang bisa tahu nggak jawabannya kawan-kawan? Kok di map ini pakai Barley?
Gonna get
Barley OP kalau ada robot untuk ngancurin turret gede emang iya sih, tapi untuk nguasain lini
the first game of Siege
di map ini susah kayaknya.
very convincingly, to be completely
Yang
honest.
tremor.
And yeah, they showed
Nova dulu kalau di CR terkenal banget Jir, banyak banget kan pakai nama Nova entah kalau di BS. Nggak ada, cuma di Cina ini aja ada Nova nih.
too impressive on their
Tapi dulu BS ada Nova juga sih yang juara dunia tahun 2019 ya. Waktu itu Nova yang di Europe ya, yang timnya YDE, Tom, itu yang tahun 2019 itu yang juara dunia. Tim yang ada player cewek tadi apa ya nama timnya? Bukan yang Jepang itu ya, Pak ya? Kayaknya Jepang deh itu yang ada ceweknya itu.
At least the same rate as your competitors, but Nova Esports have been
Pakai Barley sih.
staying consistently above the competition. Even in this last game, they got every single bot, and that's what it's all about. They just got to play for control at mid, and that's what netted them the win. They didn't even have to get an offense. They just had to keep the control.
Yeah, that's pretty much it there already. You know, if you don't have to defend, you're not going to be taking a lot of damage. That's, you know, why having every single siege bot can really go a long way. Makes it a lot easier to win, to be honest. And I can tell you that statistically, teams that get every single siege bot do win more often than
Ems
teams
nggak ada
that
range.
don't.
Iya,
So,
Ems
just
nggak ada
saying,
range.
you know, keep
Tapi
it-
kalau misalnya dia pakai Ems tadi ya, enak sih buat lawan Leon ya.
Following them as well, as they are in a set point situation here as well, looking to secure their second set. And Trick of China
Bukannya
is
Trick of
gonna have
China
to
tadi
make
mainnya
some,
pakai PEM terus ya?
arrangements
Oh, itu
and,
si
some
GR yang paling
small
pakai PEM.
adjustments
Pakai
if,
PEM enak
they
juga.
wanna try to contest that because
Masih main sama Anggi
I
Bang
don't know, I
Muller,
feel
udah
like Leon
enggak.
on paper should be countering Barley, but Barley can play
Barley
so
kalau udah dapat robot di map itu
defensively,
OP Bang.
that, you know, was
Ya
still
OP sih
able
pasti
to
ganti
get some
Barley-nya.
value.
Masih pakai Barley dia.
We have a Carl now on Imp against a Rico, that's not a bad
Bukannya yang kalah lane tadi itu Barley, kok Barley-nya nggak diganti ya?
for a pinch though, as OU is pretty passive in the mid area, did get tagged early on. Aspartam bullied away from mid as well. This is gonna be a nice first bot for Trick of China. First bot they are really happy.
Oh, tapi ini kanan kalah nih, kanan kalah. Rico kalah sama Carl ya. Rico kalah sama Carl. Rico kalah sama Carl, jadi Barley-nya bisa nge-push. Nah, boleh juga sih ini. Rico-nya kalah lawan Carl. Makanya Leon-nya tadi harus ke tengah tadi ya. Rico-nya kalah lawan Carl. Jadi susah Leon-nya ya. Nah, ini bahaya nih. Ini udah bahaya nih buat tim Trick of China nih.
Does allow Trick of China to stay just afloat, or perhaps not 4-3, and no bolt banked on the side.
Prediksi.
No Esports to tie things up.
Prediksi untuk ini kayaknya menang ini.
Now 6-1.
Menang ini. Trick of China untuk match ini ya.
Could bring it back in the final siege.
Rico-nya OP sebenarnya ya. Kita lihat apakah bisa nggak terakhir ini.
That bot is gonna find a little bit of damage, but
Nah,
now we have that 5-bolt lead in favor of Nova, and that's gonna put them in a pretty
Leonnya dari tadi nggak dapat super.
secure. A couple more bolts.
Gara-gara kalah pertama ya. Tapi sebelah kanan tengah udah habis. Ini terus, bonyok terus. Nah, Leonnya bisa ngilang. Malah petaka buat Barley. Barley-nya disibukin terus sama Leonnya loh. Lihat. Robot terakhir level 12. Kita lihat apakah bisa. Hanya butuh 33% kawan-kawan. Leonnya bisa ngilang. Wah, ini bonyok sih ini. 2-0 mudah sih. 2-0 yang mudah. Rico-nya nggak pas tadi supernya loh. Supernya Rico nembak apa? Rico-nya nembak apa itu?
that came down to a Trick of China finally.
Rico ini nembak apa lo?
Champ ready to go on defense. That was the damage, or that was the difference maker for me. Aspartame managed
Nah.
loads of damage.
He missed the super.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get that loads of damage.
Rico nya ngapain?
For me, Aspartame.
No.
The left
He
side
missed the
today.
super.
The difference maker for me, Aspartame managed.
La 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 la.
That was a choke. Ready? That's one.
Waduh, waduh, waduh.
So easy, but sometimes, you know, whether it's the nerves, the stress, or, you know, losing focus for a second,
Aduh.
to focus, and then you know, fail to see the bigger picture, and that was missed. A missed super. Yeah, it's as simple as that. And small mistakes can cost you games. Sometimes they cost you sets or even matches. We'll hope for Nova Esport that is doesn't.
Rico sengaja biar oh kayaknya ya. Kayaknya dia penonton aku kayaknya. Mungkin sengaja biar seru katanya ya.
Start gaining some more confidence and capitalize on it. It's a bit of a miracle for them because we haven't seen Nova Esports show very often in the past. But at this point, I think they are happy to take whatever Nova Esports are willing to give them.
Super cuma kena 2.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Trick of China, they'll take whatever they could get, especially against such a
Aduh.
force in the mainland China.
Woi, ada ini.
Let's
Ada boost.
Oh man, they're bringing out
Ada boost. No Leon kawan-kawan.
today.
Lah, Rico-nya ini emang agak aneh sih emang Rico-nya ini kayaknya.
He has that pretty much same
Rico-nya emang agak aneh sih ya.
imp has, but he has the stun on his side, which is going to work to his advantage later on. We do see the tie for the first seed.
Sengaja
1-1.
turun ke ulti ke atas.
China picking up another bolt here today. He's going to be able to bank.
Bas juga mati. Wih, mantap nih. Trick of China menang nih.
Still manages to bank the bolt and still hangs on to the super for a crucial moment in the future where we'll go for a stun, but nonetheless, Trick of China is still in the lead here.
Yeah, this could be a bit scary though. If we do have a good retake at some point from Nova, they could build up that gold economy and start getting.
Tapi robot pertama dari tim Trick of China, robot terakhir berarti dari tim ini ya. Kita lihat ya. Bisa nggak sih? Cetok! Wow. Nice pull. Hah? Dari boost kawan-kawan.
And this is really not too bad of a situation for
Wih,
Nova, to be
deh.
honest. They have such a nice
Ini bel tengah ini kalah loh ini.
defense is on point, and OU is definitely looking
Nggak ada super belnya kawan-kawan. Lah, dia pakai gadget buat apa tadi Rico-nya? Nggak dipantulin.
usually see, you know, if you don't have that bell super, you peek
Ah, Rico-nya ini ada bermasalah sih kayaknya ya.
anyone to get that mark, but they're able to defend it off fairly well.
Muter. Bas bakal ke Barley nih.
And now they just need about a ball
Ngopi
or
bang,
two
monggo
to
Vicky Adrian.
getting that final bomb.
Ini final robot terakhir sih untuk tim ini sih Nova Esport. Tapi bisa nggak sih?
From Goodnight, it goes right past OU, and OU actually
Banyak loh ini bisa 14 level 14 nih.
how stacked up
Halo MK Cuks.
to get this final, but well, today is finding
Oh 13 aja. Kita lihat kawan-kawan bisa nggak?
be the
Bisa nggak ya? Belnya nggak ada super. Bel dari tim Trick of China nggak ada super. Mati langsung di super tadi sama si
it's just
ini.
an imp to stand in the way. There's this
Tapi ditahan baik-baik nih robotnya nih.
syrup mixer is going
Cetok!
to definitely help
Terstun kawan-kawan kita lihat.
though there needs to be a lot of damage dealt to this save Aspartame going to
Iya ternyata memang disengaja sama dia tadi katanya ya. Biar seru kata si Rico yang tadi ya.
two, and they'll go into set number 3 with 2 set victories, 1 game away from a match point provided they win this.
Ada aja dari nge-troll Pixeli sekarang Rico nanti apa lagi. Aku gak tahu Reja diri ya.
To make up for some mistakes in the previous game. You know,
Aduh.
that happened. But yeah, the real question is how do you answer to them? A little bit of an interesting fact as well is that they switched the.
Kita lihat ya bisa nggak sih ini ya mainland China di World Cup.
Yesterday when
Aduh.
Buzz in that final game, and that's a trait I really like in pro teams when they have the versatility in the teams for
Ini loh. Jangan di replay. Kasihan Rico-nya loh itu
to
loh.
mix things around a little bit more. That's the miss super from today earlier. Maybe the reason why they didn't want to stick to that Rico after all.
Yeah, it is a little unfortunate, but hey, it works out.
Halo Bang, maaf telat. Halo Lord Bernard.
They're looking to claim this last set. and hopefully not drop a set. They have not dropped a single
Oh, ini user Rico-nya nih.
Speaking of today,
Oh, tadi kacamatanya kelepas mungkin.
from this guy, 38% of the team damage. We saw him switch things up later.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam Mirza Pradita 8.
Plays were so strong throughout the set. It was a little bit of a whip there in game number 2 on the super, but hey, it's left in the past. They managed to take it back in game number 3. Really, the rest is history. It is a set number 3 decider. Safe zone is going to be the map.
Well, we'll see how that one goes down. A bit of an interesting one right now. We see Rico popping off a lot.
Kita lihat apa sini ya. Byron Pipers tuh Primo di ban. Berarti ini kayaknya Bell bakal dipakai. Bell Brock Ember. Bell Brock Ember atau Bell Cold Ember biasanya gitu-gitu sih. Atau Spike juga bisa kepake sih di sini, Spike sih. Oh iya, mungkin masuk akal. Iya, kacamatanya kelepas tadi tuh.
Pretty strong here, but with Piper banned out, she's pretty much going to be the go-to. Brock also an option. We got Rico on the table, no Stu or any of that, but Colt
Mortis size. Iya, kalau Gabo yang main ya pakai Mortis dia nih.
Really done well with that. So many possible good picks from.
Kenapa sih ya Stu sering di ban? Kalau Stu sering di ban kayak gini ya, ini pertanda Stu bakal di nerf lagi. Ini Stu bakal di nerf lagi ya. Tapi Stu nggak bisa di nerf dari jumlah hit point, damage, tembakan ke arah lawan atau ngumpulin supernya ya. Stu harus tetap satu tembakan dapat super ya. Karena kalau nggak satu tembakan dapat super, ya nggak ada gunanya sih. Oh Rico, mereka tetap pakai Rico ya kawan-kawan ya. Rico emang OP sih dengan gadget barunya ya. Mati Bell tengah, Rico juga sekarat. Aku salah tebak, tadi aku mikirnya bakal pakai ada Ember ya. Dia menang, beneran gue kan serius, EVOS kalah. Stu bakal di nerf lagi sih. Karena ya bisa dilihat lah dari turnamen Stu di ban terus. Kalau di ban ya pasti bakal ini sih, bakal di nerf ya. Bigetron menang, iya Bigetron kuat ya. Meta ini, meta lupa matiin mic.
White is still struggling versus Aspartame on this lane. That splash damage is really getting to him. White feeling the effects of Incendiary as well as he is forced out gradually by the AOE.
Yoi, EVOS kalah, waduh. Ya, tapi masih minggu pertama lah. Meta mereka lain juga ternyata. Iya, mainland China ini agak berbeda emang metanya ya.
Pretty good lead for Nova. 45 seconds left in this game and
biasa kalau untuk skill aiming ya, bagusan ini Nova Esport dibandingkan Trick of China ya. Dan kalau map kayak begini, ya menang sih si Nova Esport. Doi, Mortot udah paling benar main di Ice. Ya kalau kamu emang apa yang bakal di nerf? Kayaknya ini sih damage-nya. Damage-nya bakal turunin sih. Damage-nya aja sih kalau Stu mau di nerf ya. Dengan Piper di sini, Piper di ban. Masih on nggak bang? Maksudnya? Anjir lupa mati. Mortis Bounty X, Mortis High Sentang. Rainbow-nya clear lane-nya bagus sih soalnya.
They weren't able to get those
Kayaknya
valuable
reloadnya
kills,
gini.
so
Nggak usah reloadnya,
ourselves
damage ya.
at the match point.
Agak susah ya karena Stu itu diciptakan untuk memang untuk player-player fast hand ya kawan-kawan ya. Jadi yang bisa dash. Jadi reload speednya nggak boleh diturunin. Kalau reload speednya diturunin lagi, nanti dia jadi lambat ya. Tapi damage-nya aja cukup yang diturunin aja. Jadi 100 satu projectile gitu. Alterico masih on apa loot Faras? Double tank? Oh enggak. Oh iya, ini juga salah satu meta ya kawan-kawan. Ini meta bukan cuma di China tapi regionnya kita sempat pakai juga ya kawan-kawan ya. Max, BB dan Poco ya. Jadi semuanya fokus ke BB-nya. BB-nya harus maju kawan-kawan ya. BB-nya harus maju dan dikasih supernya Max biar lebih cepat lagi jalannya ya. Dan nyampe ke brankas gitu sih. Tapi dengan adanya Bell dan Rico harusnya BB-nya nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain harusnya. Tapi kita lihat lah ya. Ini boleh kalian lihat lah juga meta ini ya. Meta ini ya cukup inilah. Cukup efektif ya. Tapi kan Stu assassin bang. Iya tapi dia ini masalahnya terlalu OP. Mortis juga assassin tapi nggak sesakit Stu gitu loh. Cetong. Nah, kalau udah kayak gini susah banget ya. Untung bibinya mati. Woi, pokoknya masih menahan supernya ya. Bang, skin bibi bahaya warna enggak? Bibi bahaya yang mana bibi bahaya? Bibi bahaya yang mana sih? Yang barusan kita dapetin ya? Yang barusan dari challenge itu ya? Want to close things out here. OU is very low HP, has to be careful. Just about a shot away from going down, but dodges are on point, and he's rather quickly healing back up. Today, surviving for what seems to be pretty much forever, but Trick of China need that opening. A nice hit from Today does go down. And 15 seconds left for Trick of China. Serangan terakhir kita lihat. Udah nggak efektif ini bibinya nih. Oh, kalah. Udah nggak efektif. Kenapa? Untuk kombinasi BB ini mereka harus nge-push lawan di base-nya ya. Jadi kalau lepas ke tengah lagi, aduh udah susah lagi tuh pasti. Jadi untuk kombinasi kalau menggunakan BB, Poco dan Max di map ini memang harus kita push banget ya, push sampai di base lawan. Nah, kalau lepas susah banget lagi majunya, apalagi kalau temboknya udah ada beberapa yang dihancurin cold ya. SP-nya Max, dia pasti pakai SP1 ini Max ini. Max ini pasti pakai star power pertama. Kenapa? Karena tujuannya untuk memberikan support ke BB. Jadi semua fokusnya ke BB ya, support untuk BB, supportnya Poco untuk BB, gadget untuk BB. BB kena tanda sama Bell belum bayar utang. Because you know the Rico and the Bell are pretty much not going anywhere, but against something like a Brock it can be a lot easier because Brock bet randoms itu pasti dijual 49 gems ya untuk BB bahaya, BB bet randoms itu ya. Is a bit more of a problem. He just deals a lot more damage and it's easier to hit those shots as well. You know, melting down that tanky BB a lot faster. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's not working as well as a lot of teams are hoping for. And I'm guessing the reason they're bringing it in so often as well on safe zone is because it usually works. But honestly, this di game doang kuat sekali, hilang lain nggak bisa. Iya. Dan juga pas gadget habis, gadgetnya BB habis, gadgetnya Poco habis ya udah pasti kesusahan udah. But it's gonna put a little bit of a stain in this set, and now an opportunity for Trick of China to try to turn things around. Yeah, but they do have leverage, that is for sure. They got one more game to work. Balik lagi. Oh, masih tetap. Oh, tapi ada perbedaan dari tim lawan ya, yaitu adalah Jesse ya kawan-kawan. Jesse, kita lihat bisa nggak Jesse nih ya. Jesse ini sebenarnya anti tank ya kawan-kawan.
As typically that super from
Kita lihat ya, supernya ini bisa ini nyusahin Bibi. Nah, terlalu cepat supernya kokoh dan gadget juga nggak kena ke Bibi. Lumayan. Mati supernya ini, turretnya Jesse nggak habis-habis. Ow. Nggak bisa, ini harus nggak bakal mati-mati bibinya nih, bibinya dari TOC ini nggak bakal mati-mati nih. Nah, nice sekali TOC. Iyalah, masa cepet banget, masa 3-0. Ini kan mantap.
Well, I didn't expect it to go that way, but hey, you know, Trick of China, they'll take what they can get, and they.
Ini kan mantap kalau kayak gini kan.
A good call versus the tanks, and honestly,
Menurut gue Max udah balance. Max udah balance sih.
They simply played it better. They had more damage output. They were able to get the kills that mattered, and from there they were able to.
Byron di ban.
BB establishing a persistent presence on that objective. So. This is, I think, Max not being as impactful as we might have been thinking. Jesse is a viable alternative.
Yeah, that could very much be true. I mean, it's a bit of an interesting matchup here, to be honest, and it's kind of hard to say if specifically just, you know, that Jesse made the biggest difference. I think that the defense was definitely better because of that Jesse. It helped out a lot, especially with the poker. You're going to be quite close together, and you can get a lot of value off those bounce shots, as well as a turret, as you mentioned earlier, that can be really, really solid. Also in offense, because it did find about 30% damage on its own when it started pushing, as we saw a couple of seconds ago. So overall, a good game from Trick of China, able to catch up at the moment where it matters the most, right? Because it was still a match point in favor of Nova Esports, and now this set goes to Trick of China, and we'll have to see how they manage to perform in set number 4.
Menurut bagus Brok apa Bell bang? Ya tergantung map juga sih. Bell nggak bisa ngancurin tembok, Brok bisa ngancurin tembok. Cuma kalau pertanyaannya siapa yang mudah ngenain tembakan sih mudah Bell ya. Lebih kenceng tembakan daripada roketnya Brok. Map ini kenapa nggak tergantikan sih di Mondi Final? Ada terus ini Minecraft Madness ini. For all of these maps today. So from there we can kind of accurately predict, you know, they're going to bring out the Crow, they're going to bring out a strong mid brawler like Bell, and then for their other lane, you know, perhaps a mid-range brawler. It could be a Tara, it could be something completely different. Teddy, what are you feeling?
I'm not entirely sure. I feel like Jean or Bell mid is pretty much a must considering the bans.
Abang jago pakai Mortis, nggak jago.
There's a lot more
biasa aja.
Crow is a very good shot, as you said. I think you can go for Rico still as well, to be completely honest. Maybe it's time to see some Pam action again as well, as the lanes have enough opening, I think, to make it work. Besides that, I don't feel like there's too many more go-tos.
Minecraft Madness.
One or two here and there, but I feel like for the most part, there's just quite a couple of possibilities available here for both teams to.
Coba bang, turnamen gini ada mode showdown. Showdown nggak kompetitif kawan. Susah ya showdown untuk dijadikan turnamen besar. Susah banget ya. Bahkan lebih mudah untuk membuat turnamen 1 versus 1 dibandingkan showdown. Player showdown banyak banget sebenarnya. Tapi nggak tahu kenapa untuk Brawl Stars ya. Showdown kurang ini ya. Kurang banget untuk dijadiin turnamen. Soalnya biar kereta tambahnya jadi MVP bang.
In favor of Nova, and I also completely agree. This is looking like a Nova win, but hey, Trick of China have proven that they still got some more tricks at play. See what it is
Langsung
here.
timing
Well, Trick of China,
muter-muter.
they're pulling out the Pam mid. Sandy for lane versus Aspartame on the spike. Aspartame goes down swiftly. OU and Today both forced to back, and Trick of China.
Tapi kalau mode showdown diubah, nah mungkin lebih menarik ya. Diubah menjadi jangan duo, tetap tiga ya. Tetap 3 orang ya. Tetap 3 orang dan pesertanya ada 30 gitu, 30 orang gitu. 30 orang pesertanya kan. Wih, itu enak gitu. Matchmakingnya 2 jam tapi ya. Di trofi tinggi ya. Aduh.
We'll see if they can get some good pulls going, as we have 2 supers available for Nova, and they need to use them very well, as when they get slowed, it's going to get marked as well. That could be difference making.
Enggak tarik kawan.
Has the pull, but
Oke, mati jinnya.
low HP, so is Today and wins the fight, and
Sandy.
as well. And
Pakailah Sandy, niscaya kamu akan menang. Lah, kena tarik Sandy-nya, baru aja dipuji Sandy sapi emang.
But still 9 gems and 10 in fact, as White actually picks the one.
Ini PM-nya kena mark sih ini sebenarnya. Harusnya bisa sih di pick off ya, tapi ya kita lihat ya. Dan dia nggak ada super nih. Nah kan, mati dia. Tapi dia bakal ambil lagi sih. Lah. Kok nggak diambil? Kalian nggak ngitung gem apa kalian ini ya? Gimana sih main BS, main gem kan nggak ngitung gem? Kan nggak bisa disamain gemnya. Tuh. Swung. Nah, nggak bisa disamain. Kok malah nggak diambil? Aneh aja di PM-nya ini. Aduh. Universe udah comeback belum? Belum.
I feel like they maybe just miscounted a little bit or underestimated the time for the gem to spawn, because if you look, so this is the countdown they first interrupt. We'll see once they get back to middle control. 8 seconds left, and I think gem 9 barely spawns there. Yeah, it's 7 seconds left. That's very close, and I don't know, I would not have been comfortable taking that risk. Didn't spawn in the end. Oh, did it? Yeah, it did. It did spawn right on top of him, just not in time for him to pick it up. Well, that's very unfortunate for Nova.
Aduh, TOC.
Yeah, that's the kind of games that you are very, very sad to lose. And now especially set point for Trick of China. They're just a game away from pushing things to set 5 and potentially have a reverse sweep against Nova Esports.
Time defense mungkin enggak lah. Tadi Sandy-nya aja bingung juga tadi, habis ambil 1 gems terus dia maju dulu terus dia balik lagi. Mereka lagi miscom tadi ya. Nah. Aku harus main BS bang, keren.
Kind of above Trick of China, but it's just these tiny little micro plays that seem to be costing them the game, whether it's choosing a comp that is not very successful or, you know, making a split second difference on that.
Ya TOC, kalau VOC kita membahas.
Now got to play a lot less risky.
Yeah, I think so too. They need to be very careful because it can go very fast from here on. We'll see similar comp on the side of Nova, bringing the Terra on Today, which is a bit of an interesting choice, I think, for Minecart Madness. I do like the spike pick quite a bit from Trick of China.
Nah, Facebook tetap nggak pakai Sandy ya.
But it did work out in the previous game, so I'll give Trick of China the benefit of the doubt, as right now they are gonna be dealing with that cactus, getting a nice shot onto White as well.
Wow, Roto.
Damage coming through, but in the end, it's a team wipe in favor of Trick of China.
Wow, Trick of China with the 6 gem lead so far. They got Good Night chilling with 6 gems. There's the super as well.
Putar posisi lagi, spike yang tengah, mati.
push up. White looks to keep up the defense and he is able to pick up a good
Ini Spike nggak bisa lawan ini sih. Ketarik kah? PM-nya enggak.
But there is the black portal. Good night doesn't get taken down.
Sandy maunya lawan Tara ya. Spike nggak mau lawan Tara nih. Susah memang. Kalau ada bayangannya. Terus kaktusnya jadi nggak bisa ngelindungin dia gitu loh. Gadgetnya Spike ya. Itu kayaknya kaktus terakhir ya. Ini kok akhirnya ada sandstorm ya kawan-kawan ya. Ada sandstorm, semuanya bahaya kawan-kawan. Ini super yang paling bahaya di muka bumi. Super Sandy paling ini ya, paling nggak masuk akal. Kalau ada super pasti lawan mundur. Paling suram pokoknya lawan Sandy ini ya. Makanya aku heran kok dia malah pick Tara ya, sedangkan itu bakal kesusahan buat dia. Berapa jamnya? 5. Ya nggak bisa, tetap 7. Nggak bisa, nggak cukup. Oh 8 cukup. Enggak cukup. Wah 9, kirain 8. Nah itu dia. Aduh malah mati. Diambil 14 sudah more than enough. Malam gimana kabar? Halo Irfan Sif, baik. Kamu gimana kabar? Ini super yang paling bahaya di muka bumi. Kita lihat kawan-kawan ya. Nova Esport yang sudah sangat pede tadi untuk menggunakan Poco, Bibi, dan Max di heist malah menjadi bencana ya. 2-2 skor besar ya kawan-kawan, dan kita akan masuk ke set kelima di mode Brawl Ball. Halo Lukman Tub.
Looking like they might even qualify tonight, which would be quite impressive here, especially if that means taking down a Nova Esports. Impressive plays from Trick.
Baik bang, sehat selalu ya bang. Sama-sama Irfan Sif.
As we move on to set number 5 as our decider between Nova Esports and Trick of China.
It is going to be an amazing match here. Next game is going to result.
Jangan main-main dengan Sandy ya.
Which way it goes? Question is in favor of whom? This is a win streak so far for Trick of China, and it's very favorable for them. Let's look at White.
Sakila 3-2 Nova gas ini.
Getting good mid control, just really more than anything establishing a presence at mid, not necessarily getting the kills, not necessarily getting loads of damage, just being there, getting a super, and maintaining a position, picking up most of the gems and sitting on them. That is the name of the game here of Minecart Madness.
Mereka ngepor bang, apakah mereka sengaja? Kita lihat aja ya. Bang, kalau kamu tawarin join Tribe Gaming mau nggak? Aduh, nggak mungkin tawarin masalahnya ya. Aku aja udah lama banget gak latihan ya. Alhamdulillah menang challenge baby. Alhamdulillah Afdil Brawl Stars. Teori ngepur. Kita lihat, inilah dia Brawl Ball kawan-kawan. Mode yang paling seru, mode yang paling luar biasa ya. Tidak ada mode yang lebih seru daripada Brawl Ball ya. Backyard Ball ya. Backyard Ball itu di belakang mangkuk. Halaman belakang mangkuk. Hah? Backyard Ball apaan sih? Artinya ya? Backyard halaman belakang. Ball itu mangkok. Hah? Backyard Ball apa ya? Ya gitu-gitulah pokoknya ya. Leon kawan-kawan, kita lihat di sini. Sekarang Nova Esport suka banget pakai Leon ya. Tadi di switch pakai Leon, di bounty pakai Leon. Bang, besok pagi live apa enggak? Live dong bang, kayak sepi aja sih yang udah enggak live. Iya, tapi aku ini lagi fokus untuk channel ini, fokus ke BS aja ya kawan-kawannya masalahnya ya. Dan aku mau buat channel baru yang untuk game-game lainnya. Tapi aku bakal coba live pagi atau siang untuk live BS juga, nggak apa-apa lah. Hari Minggu ya besok ya. Kita lihat sini Leonnya bisa menghilang dan Leonnya langsung menghilang ke arah mana kalian berada. Kemana kalian? Kemana kalian? Akhirnya Leonnya menghilang tanpa ada gunanya ya.
Slow things down a bit, heal back up as today wants to try to get an opening on left hand side, perhaps on Imp, gonna connect a shot on White from OU as well.
Nova menang MC.
Right now, Trick of China and
Mereka lembek
bit of a
kayaknya.
stalemate, fighting for that mid control and trying to get some supers to maybe gain an advantage.
Nova Esports still continue pushing.
Untuk masalah M bagusan Nova emang. Makanya dari tadi Nova ini pakai bel. Di Heist juga untuk match pertama Heist, wah serem banget ya. Karena pakai triple sharpshooter. Sedangkan untuk tim Trick of China lebih apa ya, lebih memilih untuk menggunakan brawler yang tidak terlalu susah aim-nya ya. Contohnya kayak Sprout, Spike, dan Pam ini. Jadi nggak sakit, tapi setidaknya kena gitu loh. Untuk Pam dan Spike ya. Spike sakit kalau kena semua aja sih. Cuma ya, tujuannya ya kena satu peluru aja gitu. Nah tapi ini udah mau extra time ini. Sprout jadi nggak ada gunanya nih extra time nih. Kita lihat ya. Spike sana terpojok. Masih adakah kaktus dari Spike? Kayaknya udah nggak ada gadgetnya. Nice sekali. Itu masalahnya kalau pick thrower ya. Kalau pick thrower di Brawl Ball extra time, waduh. Ampun deh. Bang, skin Piper Cupid kapan liris? Lagi bang, rilis balik. Cupid kayaknya ada terus deh. Kan ada, dia masuk rotasi toko, rotasi shop ya. Kalau pakai thrower di Brawl Ball usahakan menang sebelum extra time ya.
Domination from Nova Esports at many opportunities throughout this match, and I think that is very realistic that they get this next game. I think it comes down to a comp change. I wasn't really, vibing with the Sprout there. It wasn't really working for me. It had a tough time versus Crow right there up at the end of the game, especially Crow with the super is going to be able to do so much versus Sprout. So that small adjustment right there could net a bit of a more even match in favor of Trick of China.
Yeah, personally I don't mind.
No Sprout ya, tapi Mr. P. Mr. P keluar kawan-kawan. Kita lihat ini cukup bahaya sih kalau udah Mr. P keluar itu udah serem ya. Mr. P nih, bro. Nggak ada yang berani melawan Mr. P ya. Mr. President. Lah mati Spike. Spike-nya masang gadget cuma untuk bunuh diri namanya itu loh. Spike-nya masang gadget buat bunuh diri loh. Karena kena tembakannya bel. Piper Claravera. Oh, Claravera paling keluarnya pas ini Halloween. Biasanya kayak gitu ya. Lagu lobbynya sekarang berisik banget, mana nggak enak lagu. Aku nggak pernah nyalain lagu sih sebenarnya. Kecuali lagi recording aja. It's not going to really do much for him, unfortunately, until he gets that porter out, which he does finally have, but you can tell he's not super confident that they're going to be able to get this defense. And, well, now that porter goes down, and it is going to work pretty well. Lucuan mana bang? Spike or Squeak? Lucuan Squeak lah.
Push out of their spawn. There's the turret from White. White is going to trip this bear trap though, and feels that damage amp to the face from OU. take some major damage. Good night. Also trying to push out from the right side, but
Ngilang.
Nova Esports, they continue locking things down. Aspartame has the super, and he is going to be finding a little high.
Ya maaf bro, tipong gak naman.
Then use the super, or perhaps not. He'll use it in an emergency scenario to heal up.
And super in the center from Good9, trying to buy some more
Ada
time.
lo talo
It's
do ni
very
aji
low
nugroho.
HP, so it's today, it's a one-on-one trade as both PAMs end up going down, and that should keep things rather slow for now as we get
Nice.
closer and closer to overtime. Going to be a good opportunity to open things up. Would be a bit of an interesting matchup as well, as a lot of those brawlers have their own advantages and disadvantages moving on to overtime.
Enggak terlalu cepat Leonnya ngilang. Terlalu
Which
cepat
ones are
Leonnya
able to
ngilang.
shine just
Harusnya
a
nunggu
bit
ini aja, nunggu
more.
extra time.
And 5 seconds left. Overtime is creeping its way up. Good night. It's very low HP. Goes down. That could be used. Oh, you have a charge shot. No one is in front.
Luar biasa emang ini ya Nova Esports. Ternyata 2 match itu hanya dikasih aja mah.
Yet another
Nova Esports ya.
final going their
Congratulations,
way.
Nova Esports menang lagi.
Champions for the monthly finals of August here in mainland China.
Well done there by Nova Esports once again.
Pamit dulu mau mini game Helms Max. Oke, Gabo the sponsor. Thank you udah mampir.
A single match though. Trick of China did absolutely
Menonton live stream di live
bring
stream.
them to their
Oke, udah selesai ya.
multiple points.
Bolehlah kita lihat replaynya lah terakhir.
Left and
Tapi
right.
ini aduh, kita lihat ya
Some highlights
apakah
from our exhilarating last
Nova
match.
ini
They had a
bisa
rough
melawan ya di World Cup ya.
feeling that Morton Nova was not really feeling it either. They were dominating Trick of China to start things off. Even in set number 2, Nova Esports grabbed a
Ini
nice
supernya
lead.
Rico nggak
Even
kena.
though there were some poor moments today. Unfortunately, was not able to get
Jepang
that
mana nih katanya
2%
banyak yang jago.
advantage
Jepang
on
udah
the
main
line.
tadi
They brought it
siang
back
ya.
nonetheless
Ini
today.
kan regionnya mainland China.
They definitely did
Ini
so.
region China kok nanya Jepang ini bagaimana caranya nih?
Match point.
Ini region jelas-jelas region Cina nanya Jepang mana?
First set where they had match points.
Lah ada suara login ini aku udah login nih.
Fought off valiantly by Trick of China, able to deal with all that aggression from Nova Esports, and Gem Grab was quite a convincing affair.
Ah, udah 1,5 jam aku live serius.
Did go their way with some
Oke, udah.
bombs and outplays.
Oke, aku ke kamar mandi dulu, pipis dulu ya. Sabar ya kawan-kawan ya. keluar ya. Nice. Kita nyalain music dulu. Dulu tur ini menang dapat 50k, sekarang 20k. Iya, dulu karena 50k itu 2 kali win ya. Mencari 2 kemenangan. Kalau sekarang cukup 1 kali kemenangan ya. Makanya 20.000, tapi ada 15. Halo sampah kuda. Wah, baru tahu saya kursinya ganti. Masih ada kursi ini nih. Ini kursi meja makan ini. Ini kalau keluarga lengkap lagi ini udah pada datang yang dari Surabaya. Wah, udah. Nggak balikin lagi ke meja makan nih kursi. Balik lagi ke kursi biru. Kita mau ngapain ini? Seperti itu, no. Bukan itu pokok juga namanya tuh. Mau ngapain kita ini? Custom aja bang, gue nggak ikut, cuma nyaranin. Apa lagi nih? Romanov. Lah kok balik meneh, cor. Bang, nanti minigame misalnya gue udah masuk menang, boleh masuk lagi nggak? Boleh. Kirim di komunitas lah posternya. Iya, nanti dekat-dekat aja baru kita share ya, di FB, di WA, di Bigo, kita share semua di mana-mana ya. Nah, aku juga punya kucing gue, nice, dipelihara baik-baik ya. Ya Allah, orang buat map ini makin gila aja rasanya. Enak aja aku di sini ngambilin bautnya aja. Digomsos. Kenapa kamu hancurin sebelah situ? Kenapa dia nggak kesini tadi air primonya ya? Oke, mau tawa. Hahaha, showtime. Oke, menang. Yang mau jempol. Hahaha. Memang nggak jelas. Iya, kalau dia ke sebelah sana. Ya, aku ada tugas ini lagi. Tugas damage. Nge-stack forever demi tim. Ya udah, abis ini kita custom aja ya. Udah ini udah lama juga, udah hampir 2 jam aku ya. Ya aku pikir tadi paling cuma setengah jam gitu loh. Ternyata lama banget ya nobarnya ya. Karena aku udah pikir udah semifinal 2, oh final, oke. Ternyata dilama-lamain sama si ini. Nova Cina. Punch. Yang penting damage, bro. Mau nggak kalian bentar mau selesai quest harian? Oke. Kebanyakan tim. How dare you, Bibi ya? Jangan dihancurin dulu lah. Sabar kawan, sabar. Jangan lu hancur dong, Nice. Yang penting kejar, bro. Nggak ada otak main tadi ya. Loh, kok tidak ada lawan dalam jangkauan? Ya Allah. Selesai lah. Damage. Nice. Yang penting mukul-mukul dikit lah. Hancur? Enggak hancur. Yeah, nice. Wah, the timing. Ya, dia terbang dong. Ya. Sekali lagi ya. Habis itu kita custom ya. Lihat pas 3 kali. Aku udah 3 kali belum ya? 1, 2. Oh. 2 kali ya? Hah? Udah 3 kali ya? Oh ya, udah 3 kali ya? Oke, nice. Oh alah, ada ini bro. Oh, ini main sendiri ya? Nggak apa-apa lah. Kita langsung custom aja. Masuk aja kawan-kawan, kode roomnya ada di kanan atas layar televisi Anda. Nanti besok pagi atau siang aku bakal live lagi ya buat nyelesain token-token, termasuk big box itu aku bakal mainin juga besok pagi atau siang ya. Akunnya, oh alah ya, abis ini aku ganti akun kedua deh. Rendezvous ini siapa sih? Pakai dynamite ya, seperti biasa. Nah, na 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 na. Sebaton kayak Michael Shaw ini enak banget ya, beneran sumpah enak banget loh. Live stream sebulan penuh. Tapi PC harus mendukung ya, PC dan jaringan internet. Pakai microbot bang ya, habis ini pakai microbot. Mau lihat aja bang, males login aku, best aku. Oke. Ya, lama banget ready-nya ya. Kalau ada sebaton lagi saya tetap nonton. Kemarin cuma nahan satu hari ya 27 jam ya. Ini kita lihat lah ya.
Hashtag I'm so gonna win everything.
Wow, so much heat!
La. Langsung di kick lama soalnya. Nggak ready. Wow. Menangin bang, susah. Aku cuma mau double jam aja. Kaget aku loh. Aduh, lupa ready ya, no problem Dian ya. Yuk, masuk lagi. Pakai apa? Robot mic ya?
Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose you if I didn't. Can we find what we're missing?
Skin impian gue itu.
So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can we find
Ya, 3 orang lagi, 1 orang lagi. Halo, Ucia Pangeran. Itu pakai SP1 dia Solar Boys, makanya jauh. Apa suara bos ngomong ini? Oh iya. Lama banget ready-nya. Lama banget ready-nya. 1, 2, 3. Na 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 na. Satu, dua. Aku udah tahu bang, cuma pura-pura nggak tahu aja. Wah, SP1 nih ya. Bom. Bang, di streamer lain bisa donate 1000, di sini kok nggak bisa? Di streamer mana Fatih08? Aku mau banget kalau ada yang bisa 1000 ya. Dia pakai apa namanya? Pakai situs apa? Pakai apa ininya? Donate-nya. Lewat sosial bus bang. Serius sosial bus bisa 1000? Ah masa iya? Emang ada satu kan? Nah itu ditanya 1B itu streamer juga itu 1B. Ada. Traktir kopi itu kayaknya yang 1000 ya di sosial bus ya. Sosial bus itu traktir. Enggak bohong bang, bisa 1000 serius. Iya sosial bus dan traktir bisa donate 1K. Traktir nggak bisa. Hah? Kalau ada aku buat nih. Sosial bus ada pengaturan minimum donasi. Oh gitu. Bentar ya, cari ya, lihat ya. Edit page. Di mana dia nih? Aduh, kok aku lupa udah sosial bus ini. Ini kayaknya. La 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 la. Setting. Main dulu ya. Jumlah minimal perdukungan. Oh alah, iya bisa ya. Oh iya bisa. Walah, nanti aku setting deh. Ntar ini lawan Stu nih.
Sugar and spice.
Oh iya bisa. Aku cek bang. Oh bisa, oke. Nanti aku buat deh sosiabas juga. Tapi sawernya tetap jalan ya. Thank you 1B. Aku pikir sosiabasnya ini minimal 5.000. Notif, jika notif juga tidak muncul stream, mohon refresh ke proses ulang. Minimal 1.000. Oh iya bisa dia 1.000 kawan-kawan. Nice. Malam Silver Galaxy. Bom. Nice. Iya bang, biar yang pengen donat tapi saldo dikit bisa donat juga. Oh ya, aku setting deh ya. Ini kok banyak banget invitation nih. Ntar aku coba ya. Tapi yang di bawah sini saweria aja ya. Ini saweria aja deh ya. Atau aku pecah dua ya, saweria sama style 1, style 2. Rin, not playing. Ah, ini tampilan baru lagi sosiabas ini ya. Emang ya aneh-aneh aja sosiabas ini ya.
Rp100.000 dari Budi. Pesan, semangat terus Bang.
Rp100.000 dari Budi. Pesan,
100.000 dari
semangat
Budi.
terus Bang.
Pesan, semangat terus Bang.
10.000 dari tes. Pesan. Ini hanya tes notifikasi.
Oke. Kecil banget ya? Ini aja kok aku pakai style 2 ya? Style 1 lebih bagus. Nanti deh aku ini lagi deh ya. Tes ya.
10.000 dari tes.
Gede
Pesan,
banget.
Ini hanya tes notifikasi.
Nah, gini aja nih. Nice. Oke. Aman. Suara coro bang lebih bagus. Aku sih lebih suka suara cewek sih. Sosial Bus donate bisa pakai apa aja ya? Aduh. Lalalalalalalalalala. Bentar. Apa lagi ya? Tinggal ininya ya, nama ininya. Link up. Link. Oh iya, link lagi ya. Iya. Gimana cara mau download kalau nggak bisa linknya? Ya, tapi namanya ini. Ya nggak apa-apa sih namanya. Nggak apa-apa sih namanya itu. Ini linknya nih. Coba kita edit. Bisa diedit nggak sih? Nah, ini bisa diedit nih. Yeah. Banyak bang, sosial bus, GoPay, Dana, link aja. Oh ya, ini aku lihat nih, beri dukungan. Pilih metode pembayaran, GoPay, OVO, Dana, link aja, bank transfer. Oke, sama sih ya Mas Awiria ya. YouTube. Oke. Sudah. Simpan. Mana simpannya nih? Halo Andi Lutfi Lahmi, Kak Muller, Kak Alfa nggak live BS Kak Muller? Kayaknya enggak ya. Tetap nggak mau gue ganti kawan. Halo Immanuel Sudirgo. Kok Sosiabas agak ini ya? Nantilah diedit lagi ya. Oke, ini tuh. Itu Sosiabas. Aku taruh di deskripsi biar aku tinggal copy aja untuk nextnya. Nah, udah. Aduh. Padahal kapan lagi mulrik setiap hari habis. Oke bang, jangan off dulu, aku pengen coba. Oke, Fatino 8. Enggak custom lagi. Shiro masuk It's Champion. Shiro enggak di It's Champion. Halo Waldi. Buset, nggak terasa terakhir aku pakai Sosiabas itu Maret. Buset, lama banget ya. Itu link apa? Itu link apa namanya? Link ini Sosiabas.
1000 dari F4 Tezi, pesan, tes GW Firts Awo kakak.
Oh, tetap harus gini dong dia. Nah. Oke, thank you Fadzi udah nyoba. Makasih ya udah donate, rezeki makin lancar, sehat selalu ya.
1000 dari Robin Zamani, pesan, akhirnya bisa nyumbang. Soalnya saldo cuma 2k. V.
Thank you Robin, udah donate juga. Semoga rezeki makin lancar, sehat selalu ya, biar bisa donate terus. Audionya aku bakal kencengin ya. Pasti suaranya kurang kenceng. Aku bakal pindah dulu audionya. Aku bakal buat sendiri bentar ya. Dia masuk ke kontrol audio via OBS. Sosiabas alert, advance audio, Sosiabas alert, jadiin 7 dan juga nih. Oke, ini baru udah kencang nih pasti nih. Mantap bang, thank you Fatino 8. Iya, ngetes ini. Iya, enak kalau ada 1000 rupiah ini ya. Oke. Mau aku pamit oke.
1111 dari Nabil, pesan, hehehe maaf ya BG dikit doang, next aku tambahin.
Thank you Nabil udah donate, rezeki makin lancar, sehat selalu ya. Biar bisa donate terus. Kegedean gak sih? Udah pas belum ya? Udah pas aja ya. Kalau sebaton 1k berapa tuh? 1k. Kalau 10.000 5 menit, ya 1k. 5 menit itu 5 menit 60 300 1k berarti 30 detik. Amin, thank you Robin.
1000 dari F4 Tezi, pesan, tes lagi ler awo akakakakakakakakakakawa.
Thank you Fadzi. F4Z ya, udah donate lagi ya. Rezeki makin lancar, sehat selalu. Biar bisa
1000 dari F4 Tezi, pesan, tes lagi ler awo akakakakakakakakakawa.
Thank you TZY. Itu 2 kali ya? Ntar ya, ini situsnya Sosiabas emang lemot kayak gini ya? Oh iya, Sosiabas suka double-double gitu ya? Kasian bang, Dinanya senam mulu, nggak apa-apa lah. Ya udah kita ganti sama Spike ini. Satu K sama dengan 30 detik ya kalau ini ya, Sosiabas ya. 6 menit liatin Dina senam. Gue tau pada pilih Sosiabas daripada Saweria. Amin, makasih bang, sama-sama Nabil. Joget keju Spike. Ini live cuma udahan. Iya, Muhammad Fatih Fatoni. Oke deh kawan-kawan ya. Bang, bongkar koleksi. Donate pas ada event begadang. Udah mau selesai. Iya, Hans F Topi. Is that cheese dance? Iya, cheese dance dari ini, dari live streamnya ini ya. Winda ya, 1 jam ya. Kita buat juga, namatin ini cheese dance spike 1 jam. Mantap bang, next kali ada saldo sisa gue donate lagi. Oke Fatih 08, makasih ya. Bisa nggak kalau donate sambil ngirim klip video? Gak bisa lah. Gak bisa sih, setahu aku nggak bisa. Bang, bikin konten bongkar skin brawler. Tapi skin aku nggak lengkap. Nih, masih ada ini sama Jesse Silver juga nggak ada. Tadi aku udah mau udahan ya, tinggal setting Sosiabas aja ya. Mungkin aku buat juga dia ini kayaknya. Ini kita hilangin mungkin ya. Terus kita buat oh dia nggak punya ini ya, nggak punya. Oh punya kok. Recent ini punya. Oh punya kok, punya. Apa namanya? Wait, what? Atau kebanyakan ya? Kok jadi kayak kebanyakan ya? Oh, gedein lagi nih. Set. 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 Aku paling males ngedit overlay kayak gini ya. Ah, nice. Gini kah? Pakai mortis susah nggak bang? Enggak sih kalau sering latihan ya. Satu di atas, jangan kalau satu di atas keramaian ya. Hilangin banner bawah merah. Banner bawah merah itu Saweria loh. Nah, sampai jam berapa live-nya Bang Ular? Udah mau selesai nih. Atau kita beralih aja ke Sosial Bus ya. Kita tinggalkan Saweria ya. Iya ya, kita tinggalkan Saweria aja kayaknya. Keramaian kalau kayak gini. Coba live jam 12 malam bang. Main apaan jam 12 malam? Ada edisi begadang nggak bang? Nggak ada di Kandika karena aku mau live lagi pagi atau siang ya. Awas nggak masuk lagi. Iya, Sosial Bus suka nyangkut gitu uangnya tuh loh. Jangan bang, Saweria buat subaton. Sosial Bus ada subaton juga. Sosial Bus itu ada subatonnya. Waktu itu pernah Gabo donet loh. Nyangkut. Duitnya nggak masuk malah dibalikin ke Gabo. Akhirnya Gabo bilang, sini aja nomor rekeningmu. Akhirnya dikirim lewat ini ya. Lewat rekening. Jangan Kak Mulur. Mending merahnya dipotong aja Kak Mulur. Auto muat kok Mulur. Aku udahan ini ya sebenarnya kawan-kawan ya. Aku tinggal atur-atur ini aja ya. Kalau mau cabut ya nggak apa-apa sih. Tapi kalau mau nemenin ya makasih banyak. Kalau dia di atas keramaian. Masih ada namanya Raka Bimantara di situ. Custom, udah tadi custom link. Gue temenin bang sampai selesai. Halo Zaki Zulfahmi. Iya, atau kita tinggalin aja lagi Saweria ya. Kita coba ya. Kalau ada bermasalah lagi ini Sosial Bus, baru kita harus adain lagi Saweria nih. Besok-besok aja lagi mini game. Oke, Kabo. Bang Utai, kan aku sering nonton abang live nih. Pada disiplin mainnya khususnya di tips ketemu random yang mainnya barbar bang. Sedih. Tips ketemu random yang mainnya barbar. Gak bisa lah, random Namanya random ya, mau gimana lagi ya, nggak bisa diatur lah. Kalau mau tengahnya bikin sela bang, biar nggak kayak nyambung. Oh, masuk akal. Masuk akal ya. Ntar. Ini kita siniin dulu. Terus ini kita taruh di shoot. Gini. Gini ya. Halo Ichkalapa, halo X Darkest. Hanya cuy saya pakai susu pak, malah balik lagi ke Saweria. Iya. Oke, siap banget. IL TV ini udah setting nih, udah setting sosial bus ini. Oke lah, sementara kayak gini aja dulu kayaknya ya. Ininya nggak usah ini deh. Sultannya nggak usah dihadirin, nggak usah diadain dulu ya. Kalau sultannya diadain, rame banget. Enggak, ini harus pilih salah satu sih ini. Antara Saweria atau Sosiabas sih. Antara Saweria atau Sosiabas, harus pilih salah satu sih. Kalau dua-duanya keramaian sih. Bang, rumahmu di desa apa kok sepi banyak suara desa kayak di sini? Iya, di desa gue. Mantap, bisa nyawar-nyawar nih. Iya, udah kayaknya Sosiabas aja deh, nggak usah Saweria deh. Ya, semoga nggak bermasalah Sawerianya, Sosiabasnya ya. Oke deh, sampai sini aja kita kawan-kawan. Shoot. Ih, gede banget ya. Ih, gede banget, bro. Bentar ya. Link Saweria jangan dihilangin bang, siapa tahu masih ada tahun Saweria. Oke. Enggak, harus pilih salah satu kalau mau ini hilangin Sawerianya ya. So, oke kawan-kawan, sampai sini aja perjumpaan kita. Thank you so much sudah menyaksikan live stream ini, sudah menemani kegabutan aku ngedit overlay. Selamat malam, thank you yang udah like, udah subscribe, yang udah donate juga. Ada Robin, ada F4TZY, ada Nabil. Thank you so much, rezeki makin lancar, sehat selalu, biar bisa donate terus-terusan ya. Dan assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat malam kawan-kawan semuanya. See you in the next live stream and have a nice day. Oh, absen dulu ya. Thank you Fatih08, thank you Pung Rohmawan, X Darkest, thank you Angga Anggayak, Danis Asa, Fadil, ILTV, thank you Gabo, the sponsor, thank you Robin Zaman, M Rifki Adi Hoirullah, BG Dodge, thank you Ich Kalapa, thank you Zaki Zulfahmi, thank you kawan-kawan semuanya ya. So, bye-bye.